Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, like that. Especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Oh, it's going to be a long day. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there we are. Okay. Oh my goodness. So hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the live stream drawing stream thing that I do like about every other Wednesday here on my channel. So let me see who's joining me today. Who's keeping me company? Oh, hello, Joseph. Welcome. Hello. And hello, Grant. Yeah, good afternoon to you too. A very dreary afternoon over here, I might add. I went outside to handle something in the backyard, and it's just cold enough that I saw like little teasing flakes of snow. Just enough to kind of like, already, but I don't know if it's supposed to do anything serious. I'm still not liking this sunset at 4. Still not liking it. But hey, I like it even less that we are already on December 6th. I agree, Nita. Yes, I would have to check the weather there because sometimes January in Florida, it could go either way. It could end up like summertime in Miami, or it could be 30 degrees. so definitely I'm going to have to check Florida weather when we go there. Although usually it's colder up in Orlando than it is in Miami. But like I said, though, I'm not liking this early sunset, and I'm liking at least I'm liking even less the fact that it's December 6th, that we are almost a week into December. Just the other day, I had to remind myself that we were not still in November because I have to buy plane tickets. I still have to buy my plane tickets for Florida, for Miami. But, so I just have to make sure I just settle everything this weekend. But no, we are in December, not November. And I am not happy about that. Again, it's like, it's nothing but war crimes from here on out. From here on out, war crime, December war crime, early sunsets war crime, 2024 a war crime. To The Hague with everybody. Oh my goodness. But yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. If you're watching me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. Facebook kind of has a tendency to act up a bit. And I don't even stream to Twitter anymore. I'm just using Twitter for my for just announcements, and to just follow a couple of artists who I guess haven't moved from there yet. So I'm not even bothering to stream to Twitter either. So, but even though Twitter, it's not like I can see your comments over here anyway. So, it works out. It works out. Oh goodness. So what's going on? Oh, and maybe I should start introductions like a normal show. Every time I skip a show, it feels like I've never done this before. I'm lucky I have my lights on because I always forget to turn on my lights. Usually like right before, like 30 seconds before the show, I'm like rushing to turn my lights on. And meanwhile, the entire time I'm going, why is it so dark in here? Because like an idiot, I don't have my lights on. So hello everyone. Hello, my name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
With a few exceptions, the characters on this program are weird and peculiar and not to be trusted.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with the brand new story arc Tears of the Mother, which is a direct continuation of the previous major story arc, Thieves Quest, which is collected in 4 volumes, which you pick up from my website right now if you like to. And we will be returning with the new story arc, Tears of the Mother, in 2024 with not only a reissue of issues 1 through 5, in case you missed it the first time around, they were on Kickstarter, but also we will be debuting the brand new issue 6 of this 8-issue limited series. So keep an eye out for that. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGOMANIACS, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is returning to Kickstarter in 2024, February 2024. The link is for the pre-launch. The pre-launch page is live, and the link to that is in the show notes below. So make sure you sign up so that you get notified the second the campaign goes live on Kickstarter. And also, I am co-host with Nita Lanning on the Raging to the Vlog show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. A full hour of us talking about comics and nonsense and comic book nonsense and all the different types of nonsense in between. So you can join us every Monday and Friday for that as well. And also, in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com. That's EGOWORKS. And Tall Tales, that's TAILS online.com. And remember that you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here at my channel on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. Yes, and speaking of Facebook, they didn't allow, I guess it's like there's a thing where Facebook, I guess like once you hit 10 minutes before a show, you can't make any changes to, I guess, like to the show notes before a show starts on Facebook, especially. So unfortunately, because I was kind of like, skip a week and I forget how to do this, I have my previous campaign on my in the show notes on the Facebook page. But even if you click on that, even if you click, it takes you to Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, but there is a link there that will also take you to the brand new pre-launch page for Eagle Raven issue 8. So I wasn't able to change that, but everywhere else it should be okay. But even then, it's like you can always go to my link tree or even my website, and the link to the pre-launch page for issue 8 is there as well. So let's see. Here we go. So that's what's going on. So Facebook, Nita says can't edit at all anymore unless you do it from Facebook. And no, that's too much work. That's too much work. So like I said, even if you see the old campaign there, the follow along link next to the image will take you to the pre-launch page. So it's all good. Speaking of the pre-launch page, Nita got a sneak peek of this yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So I finally got the proof for issue 8 of Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. So I got my proof for this issue. So again, keeping up with my rule to never launch a campaign before a book is completed, and that's exactly what I have here. So unfortunately, with this issue, I can't really show you much. It's a very, very spoilery issue. So it's going to be an issue that not only is everyone going to be looking forward to seeing, because it is a pivotal point in the story. You're all going to hate me for it. So Nina says it's a very, very mean issue. And all I can say is thank you. very, I worked very hard, especially on this issue. It was done completely in Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop. The sketches, the layouts, everything. So, and I'm noticing in the printing that, yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. Okay, I can kind of show you this page. I can kind of show you this. So like the lines are a lot cleaner. I'm very happy with the way this book came out. Like I think like even the colors look different. Either that or my printer just fixed his machine, for all we know. But the thing is, though, if you're catching Eager Raven for the first time, you're seeing my campaign for the first time, so you can be sure the book is ready. I have the book ready to go. So when the campaign goes live in February, usually about barring any issues with the printer, usually about 2 weeks after the campaign ends, I'm getting my books, and then it's like I'm sending them out just as soon as I get them. So Eager Raven, Air the First Unicorn, issue 8, completely finished and proofed, and I couldn't be more thrilled, especially when I showed Nita this, that I was able to put it on my pile. This is all my Eager Raven issues. Everything that I have released so far on Kickstarter. Is this crazy or what? I am just still, and mind you, this is not me pulling up the trades too. I have a whole stack of trade paperbacks. And it's also not counting all the Tall Tales individual issues that we've also like released on Kickstarter as well. This is literally just for Eager Raven. So yeah, Eager Raven is hey Jake, Eager Raven is a 15 issue not limited series. It's a 15 issue story arc. So we're on issue 8 right now. I'm currently working on 9. So we have, I think we have a little bit more than 4. We have a little bit more than 4 issues to go. But holy moly, I mean, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work, and I honestly I couldn't ask to do anything else, to tell you the truth. I'm just like very chuffed by this, and it's good. Sometimes I confuse myself, Jake. It's like maths. That's all it is. But honestly, I wish that there was only 4 more issues to go, because holy shit. Because of course, what am I doing? What else am I doing as well? I am doing my layouts for issue 9. So I am currently halfway through issue 9. Of course, just because I have an issue 8 doesn't mean I have to stop working, right? So I am currently a little over halfway of laying out issue 9, layout / pencils, because again, it's like a lot of these pencils I can just ink on top of. I don't have to do anything else with it. So so I'm pretty much considering a lot of these panels ready to go. And as you can see from these printouts, my test printouts here, I am lettering as I'm going too. So a lot of the process is happening at the same time. So this is I'm halfway through, and I'm actually happy that I finished a major scene last night, and I was just happy to finally have it done. It's this whole courtroom scene, friggin' my own little episode of Law and Order in issue 9. And, doing a courtroom scene and trying to make it look interesting in static pictures is quite the challenge. But I got it done. So like I said, halfway through issue 9, and I'm looking, I do the bubbles in Illustrator. I do my lettering in Illustrator, the Nate Pecos way. And what I also, the thing that I've noticed by doing the lettering simultaneously is that it allows me the opportunity to tweak panels where needed. Like I had several panels where I thought I had left enough room for the word balloons, and then once I put them in, I had to go back at the Clip Studio and I had to arrange the panel a little bit differently to make sure that I can get everything in fitting correctly. No more, accidentally covering up characters' faces, or important bits of the panel. No more of that here. So I'm almost a professional. So yeah, I'm just really happy. By the time, I'm hoping that, well, not hoping, at the rate I'm going, by the end of December, issue 9 will be ready to ink. So, and then that will be, although I haven't decided whether I should start inking or whether I should just continue with issue 10, 11, and 12 so that I can complete volume 3 of Ego Raven. So I haven't decided yet, because technically I do have the books for 2024 scheduled. So I mean, yeah, I could, if I finished issue 9, I could just release it. I could just do a Kickstarter for it. But what do I have for 2024? So I have Ego Raven issue 8 coming out in February. After that is going to be the Tall Tales campaign. And I'm not sure. I haven't decided which comes first. I think after that, I might do the House of Bob hardcover. Get that done to kind of like give kind of like a nice variety before I start repeating titles again. So Ego Raven, Tall Tales, House of Bob, and then we return with Ego Raven Volume 2. And then the first collected volume of Tall Tales Tears of the Mother. So we get to add another Tall Tales book on the on the roster. So so that's kind of the rough schedule that I have for next year. So technically I don't really have to have a complete issue 9 yet. So soon. I just haven't decided. I really want to finish volume 2 though. I really, really do. So it's like, I don't know whether I'm just going to go ahead and pencil the rest of the book, and then and then hopefully by like the middle of 2024 to start inking and coloring everything. So that by the time I hit close to 2020, oh my God. No, this is too much time. No, this is just, no. It's like, what am I, me sitting here talking about 2025 already? We're not even in 2024 and I'm talking about 2025. Issue volume 3. Did I say volume 2? No, volume 2, right? Yeah, volume 2 of Ego Raven. Jesus Christ, what am I doing here? Volume 2. No, volume 3. Oh my God, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, so volume 2 comes out in 2024, and then I'll be doing the pencils for volume 3 for 2025. So yeah, so the idea is to finish volume 3 in 2024 so I can have that for 2025. Yeah, I know. I'm running through the 3-year plan, and it's like, and my brain's like going, what? But that's the thing. It's like, I have so much stuff to do that I gotta schedule, because of course, on top of everything, this is not the only thing that I have. So also what I've been doing also for the past several weeks as well is that I've been going through the individual issues of, the earlier issues of Ego Raven. and doing kind of like a final pass on them in terms of corrections and everything. And I'm doing that because I am writing their corresponding prose supplements, I guess you could say, right now. So I just kind of like put the cap on the prose chapter of Eagle Raven issue 1. So literally took this, converted it to prose, and realized that there were like some things that I wanted to fix a little bit in the dialogue, nothing too crazy. And I've just been updating my files. So right now, so this is kind of pretty much done. I had sent the finished prose to Nita to just give it one last pass on it. And then I'm hoping, and then it's like the idea is on the issue 8 campaign to offer it up as a supplement. That it's like, oh, for the people who want to really read Eagle Raven and get extra scenes and everything, that you'll be able to get a prose chapter, what do they call it, chapbooks, to kind of get like a PDF chapbook supplement of the comic. And then the thing that I really want to do after that is that once we have that completed, then I want to record the audio version of that chapbook and then put it on YouTube, so that that way there's kind of like there's an audiobook version with that anybody could just go to for free and listen to me read the story to you. And like I said, the prose has been pretty fun to do because I get to put in all these extra scenes and these extra explanations for things that would have been like too much in the comic, way too much information, like beyond an info dump, it's just like too much information. So I'm really happy that with the prose stories that I'll be able to add in this extra stuff. So and right before, and I've been like writing. So right now I'm on issue 2. And I've been going through the pages again, tweaking the Illustrator files because of the lettering or like little grammar issues, fixing that, and then making like a final print file. So so I'm just finishing up on issue 2. Right. And, just to kind of give you an idea, right. So just to kind of give you an idea. So like how kind of different a comic and a prose, I guess, supplement would be like, right? So I'm right here. So this is the part that I'm at right now, going over the text that I'm working on, like just giving everything one last pass. And then again, I sent it to Nita, and then I just set it up so I'll have probably issues 1 and 2 available as prose on the issue 8 campaign. So in this scene, so the scene that I'm working on now is this scene where we have the dragons have taken over Edenron, which is where the unicorns and the elves live. Eagle Raven is in exile right now, and she is witnessing this scene through kind of like a vision that she's having, like a magical vision. If you've read this issue, you would know. Jake, I know you had mentioned it on a previous stream. I'll send you the PDFs if you want it. If you want the books, I'll send you the PDF so that we can, so at least you'll know what I'm talking about. So we'll talk later. I'll probably just like I'll just send you the links through Twitter, right? You're still through Twitter, so I'll just send you a link to the PDFs. So she's having this vision, right? So right now, this scene. So now Billy Cath, the dragon, that's kind of orchestrating this entire thing. Oh, your Twitter's gone. Well, hey, that's everybody, right? You have to bail me. You know what? I'll do that. I can do that. We'll talk later, and I'll get your info, and it's like either PDFs, physical copies, whatever you want. I'll just send them to you. So Billicath, the dragon who's orchestrating this entire hostile takeover. So he's challenging Eagle Raven's father, right? It's like he's, so they're trying to find out, it's like, hey, we have everybody here. Eagle Raven's gone. What the fuck is going on, right? And Alaric is pretty much telling Billicath, it's like, you will not have her, right? And the scene that I'm working on is literally just these three panels, and maybe here, right? And not a lot of information on it. It's like just enough like information for the story to go comic wise, right? But let's have a little fun. Here's the prose version of these three panels that here's the pro. I'm going to read you the prose version of these three panels, just because I literally was working on this right up until the point I went live, and I think that before we start working on the pieces that I have on the table right now, on the Cintiq right now, let me just indulge me a little bit, indulge my prose for a little bit. Just so you can see like the difference there is between reading a comic and how much information is put in when I'm doing the prose version, so that you'll see like you really do gain a lot by it. So this is all right. So where are we here? Okay. Let's see. So it starts off. Okay. Where am I? A dispassionate Billicath turned his back on the elf prince and took a seat on the throne, almost mocking Rillian with how deliberately he lowered himself onto the velvet cushions and claimed the royal seat of his murdered father. And what of your promise? He snarled. I do not see the half-breed princess here. Lilith tossed her mane in offense. Why the interest in Alaric's disgrace? She spat. We do not need her. Do not presume to know what we need, my dear mare, Billicath answered without facing her. Instead, he kept his yellow eyes firmly on the black unicorn before him. You will not have her, Alaric glared. The Rikishan placed a clawed finger on his lips, contemplating. The gesture commanded a silence that made the air thick with tension. It matters not, he finally answered. The pull will bring your whelp back soon enough, and we will be waiting with open arms and sharpened blades. This is why I can't do voiceovers in this room, because of this guy. But I digress. Alaric was so focused on the dragon that sat before him as a conqueror, he didn't catch a red-cloaked handler rushing up to him. The guards backed away as Alaric reared, noticing too late the Rikishan cracking what looked like a whip. As it wrapped tightly around the unicorn's neck, Alaric realized what it was. The woven belt of blue silk and thread, shimmering with the golden runes of dwarven craftsmen, ran all along its length. The dragon deftly snapped the buckle shut, locking it in place. For a split second, Alaric stood wearing what looked like a simple collar. Then the runes began to glow. The unicorn let out an ear-piercing screech that threatened to crack stone and glass alike, thrashing violently against invisible bonds as the surrounding dragons watched and waited. The unicorns and elves reacted in horror, not understanding what they were witnessing. With one last cry, Alaric fell to the ground with a painful thud. Billicath cracked a grin, exposing jagged yellow teeth. The collar that binds you has been expelled. Unlike Aiden's, Rikishan's have a working knowledge of magic. He dragged his claws against the wood of the throne, leaving marks. It is called the ribbon of Fenrisifor. He growled, savoring the heavy, distressed breathing coming from the fallen unicorn. Well, at least a weaker variation, but no less potent. A sound rumbled from the back of the dragon's throat, the closest to a chuckle Billycath gave. You are very fortunate the dwarf craftsmen were incapable of completing the spell. Seems there was a missing component that they were unable or unwilling to find. But no matter. I don't think you would have wanted to experience its full strength anyway. He smiled again. What god would intervene to save you? 3 panels. 3 panels. 3 panels. All that verbiage for 3 panels. But I'm loving every minute of it. So that's what I've been so that is so that's what I've been working on as well, on top of everything, converting these books into prose as well, because also the thing is, too, I've mentioned it before, that some people they have visual difficulties, but they still buy my comics anyway, because they say that my PDFs are accessible to their readers, which I'm glad that they are, so that they can have the comics being read out loud to them. But in the end, I think that a prose version would be like kind of like a richer experience. So I'm just having a good time with it. And then it's like, the idea is that in the end, all the chapters will be combined into one novel release. So technically you would have both a comic book series and a novel series for Eager Raven. And of course, it's going to be illustrated. It's like, not forgetting my roots, so it's going to be illustrated and the whole 9 yards. But I'm not going to worry about that until farther down the road. Right now, I do have Jaden doing some alternate covers for just the prose chapters. And we're just gonna run with that. So so that's what I've been up to. So so far. So what do we have today? So as you can see right here on my Cintiq, because Tall Tales is going to be more prevalent in 2024 than it was this year, I have to actually put together assets to be able to use with these books. So what it is that I have like all these line art pieces that I've had lying around for ages, and I figured that this would be a good opportunity to finish them in terms of coloring them and being able to use them for things. It's like, I know that I've spoken about wanting to get like proper merchandise done. Like, there's this company Vogue Race that I've spoken about in the past that I would really like to try out. And and because they're based in China, I want to place an order that's worth the wait. So not only do I have some Eager Raven keychains and standees that I want to do, but let's do some stuff for Tall Tales as well. And I remembered especially, actually, you know what? Let me switch over. Okay, let me just switch over here. Let me just let me just save my file here. And so so I thought that, so the full body Ravenwood here. So this is the main character from Tall Tales, and one of 5 actually, because that's the thing. I have 5 characters that they all going to have sets like this made for them, so that I will have like all the main characters set up. So I have Ravenwood full body, which I thought would make a really nice standee, acrylic standee. And then I have this chibi, which I thought would also make a good keychain. And then it's like I have this bust, which could make a good pin. Either an acrylic pin or an enamel pin, but the only problem is that Vogue Race only does soft enamel, and I'm not really crazy about soft enamel. I really do like hard enamel better, but I'm going to color this in anyway because it's good to have like, like I said, to have more Tall Tales assets in color for the campaign. So yeah, so that's what I'm just noticing so Jake's latest thing was like, I've been Twitter free for over a year. Congratulations. I mean, you know what's funny is that for the longest time I was like hesitant to get rid of Twitter, because I thought that even though it did nothing for me, it just felt a little too important to just abandon. And then once I made the decision that I was only going to post like campaign updates and not really use it for interaction, I never got a lot of interaction anyway there. That uh what is it that oh, I lost my train of thought. Twitter, right? Oh yeah, that it's like, so once I decided I wasn't going to really use Twitter, I just dragged it to the bottom of my bookmark list and literally forgot about it. And I haven't been posting there. It's like I would, like before, I would kind of like every day I would be like just scrolling through Twitter because I do still follow people there. But ever since I just made that decision and moved it to the side, how easy it was to forget Twitter. It's just kind of funny how that works. So yeah, so I'm not really on yeah, you know what? Yeah, social, yeah, that's true. I agree that there really does, like, because it's like, it's just really funny how it's like that platforms demand more and more and more out of you, like you're an employee. That's the thing. And it's like Twitter, I am not your employee. I'm not doing shit. It's like, it's kind of like Instagram, where it's like, oh, we want you to make like reels 4 times. It's like, no, fuck you. You don't pay me for this. I'm not going to spend all my day, my time dedicating to creating content for your bullshit. It's like, no, you don't pay me. You get paid because of me, but you don't pay me. So yeah, it's like, you know what? Unless I'm seeing some kind of like engagement return on a platform, I don't really fuss with it. So right now, it's like I'm just really just concentrating more on Facebook and on YouTube. I've been like making a point of posting more to the community tab on YouTube, and just seeing if I could build that as a Twitter alternative. At least supposedly I'm talking to the people who actually subscribed, to my channel. So okay, so let's see. So what I think let's see, what should we start with? I think that you know what, I really want this full body one. I really want this full body. So we're going to work on, oh, where was my stuff? Yeah, let's work on this one first. Okay, let me just put these aside because I don't want to close all the windows out. So, okay, let's put the music on. Let's get this started. Let's see. So let me put the music on, and because it is December, I decided that we deserved, I think, more of a holiday themed soundtrack, courtesy of Epidemic Sound, not sponsored. I just have a subscription to it like everybody else. you know, I just like the fact that I could play music in the background of a stream and not have to worry about getting dinged on it. Although they do try to ding me on it, though. Epidemic Sound does try to ding me on some of the music, and then I have to remind them that I have a subscription, and then they just remove the ding. So you know so okay, so we're gonna start putting shadows on here. We're gonna start shading this in. Actually, let me just fix the ink a little bit on this, because since I was deciding to color this, the original version of this piece, it always bothered me that I thought the head was a little too small. So I just like just a little bit. Sometimes a millimeter is all it takes, right? And let me see. And that's kind of what happened. Let's see, there we go. Ah, there we go. I did, I just, tweaked it a bit, and then now here's the funny thing, right? Because right now I am so resisting the temptation to just take this piece into Clip Studio and re-ink it, because this was originally done traditionally. I think about like 10 years ago or something. What's the date on this? 2001. Okay, a little bit more than 10 years ago. Okay. But the piece still works. There's no reason for me to redo it. But what I see here, what I've become extremely sensitive to ever since I started using Clip Studio Paint, was like Clip Studio. Oh my God, the lines are so smooth. Like I would have to draw in vector for it to be any smoother, and I don't want to deal with the hassle of drawing in vector, even though people are saying that's actually not that big of a deal in Clip Studio. So because of that, it's like I have just become like really hyper aware of all the little of my line art imperfection on the originals, on these hand inked originals. And it's like I just have to keep myself from just kind of like getting too obsessed on that. It's like, look, the piece is done, it's fine. Once we're we're actually using it as assets, I'm not going to notice a difference. So it's just, that's just been the most difficult thing. Why is it not changing? So as always, if the music's a little too loud, if it sounds like I'm competing too much with it, just tell me and I'll lower the volume. Because it always sounds louder in my ear than it actually does when I listen to a replay. Yeah. So there we go. It's balanced. Okay. Thank you, Jake. So what are we doing? So yeah, so I've just been, I don't know, just doing a lot of stuff. Just trying to catch up with everything. I'm feeling a lot calmer now. Since the last time I guess we held a stream. It's like once I started penciling in issue 9, I was really, once I started penciling issue 9, and then it's like I started to really calm down because I started to like actually gain a confidence. It's like, okay, I can do this. I was a little concerned that it's like, oh no, issue 9, like volume 3 is going to take forever and this and the other thing. And what it just pretty much showed me, it's like, no, we're good. We're fine. We're good. Like I said, this courtroom scene that I was doing, it was quite the challenge. And I know for a fact, had I been doing it by hand, Look, honestly, had I been doing issue 8 by hand, I'd still be working on it. I would not have a finished proof done. I mean, I don't know. It's like I just have a lot of hangups that working digitally has really, really lifted from my shoulders. Like something that I was doing when I was penciling was, before I would kind of like get uptight about not quite getting characters on model. I'm kind of actually pretty bad at that. It's like keeping my characters really looking consistently. Like I'm not, there's always going to be something, right? I figure it's like, as long as they vibe as the character, it's close enough for me. But there are just some characters where it's like, fuck, I have to draw this character over and over again, and I don't really, kind of quite get them. And what I did was I was just copying from other panels and using that as a base and keeping the consistency that way. So it just made it so much easier to do in Clip Studio, that I was able to get through this scene pretty quickly. Like, like angles that I would have been like really intimidated by. It's like it wasn't bothering me as much, or at all, really. I was like, oh, hey, Stormwolf, hey, Michael. I recently got my Blue Sky invite code and escaped from a part-time. Yeah, it's like from Emerald, a part-time boy. No, really, I really, but you know what the sad thing is that what's going to happen is that there's going to come a point where I guess he has to hold on to it long enough so that he can finally collapse it and then get a $44 billion tax write-off for a failed business. So technically he loses no money on this bullshit that he had to make everybody's problem. So yeah, I got a Blue Sky invite too that I still have to activate. It's just that it's like I said, it's like I am so tired of social media right now. Like, I was just told yesterday that it's like, oh, by someone else going, yeah, Blue Sky is where it's at. It's like, that's where, it's like all the artists are hanging out, and and it's like, oh man, I just have, I don't know. I mean, it's like Nina tells me that I should just do it just so I can, have the account and then decide later. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, because that seems to be the place that most of the artists that I'm following go to, is Blue Sky. Threads, I'm kind of a little tired of already. I don't know. You know what it is? I think it's just having to build everything from scratch again. And I'm not really feeling it. Not really feeling it. No. So, yeah. So, what else has been going on? It's like, oh yeah. So, speaking of curating, I learned yesterday how to finally curate my my Kickstarter feed. So if you missed Monday's vlog, right? Which technically I'm going to give you a preview of what we're going to be talking about on Friday's vlog. Is I was always very frustrated as to why I couldn't get the algorithm on Kickstarter to show me books that I wanted. Like, how is it that I could curate YouTube and Facebook? I mean, even Twitter was so easy to curate. To be able to see the stuff that I wanted, right? But for some reason, it's like I was just getting inundated with like non-stop TNA books. And it's like, look, everything has a time and a place, but it's like, holy shit, I don't have that much of an interest in those books. And, especially when I was looking, it's like, and I was like going out of my way to really look at, like romance novels, fantasy romance novels. And the algorithm wouldn't change for shit. It's like it kept giving me all like the most lurid TNA shit that you could find on Kickstarter. And it's like, holy shit. It's like, this is why probably why people stay away from crowdfunding, because they go to the website and this is the garbage that gets offered up to them. And it's like, and then it's like, I was just so frustrated. And Jose said, I was, bitching to Jose about it. It's like, yeah, I don't really get it. And he goes, well, why don't you just ask Kickstarter? And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, ask Kickstarter. What is it? Why your algorithm isn't changing according to your tastes? Why are they only showing you this stuff that you don't want to see? And I was like going, what? It's like, really? And I guess what it is that so many companies have us trained to not bother contacting them, that the thought of contacting anybody just doesn't occur to us anymore. It's like, have you ever tried to get customer service from like Amazon, or something like that? Or if something happens to like a PayPal account, it's like, it's beyond jumping through hoops. It's like there are no hoops. They're not even flaming hoops. There are no hoops whatsoever. It's like, no, we won't talk to you. No, we will not solve your problem. So it's like, we just get used to that idea. And, so it's like, I was having this problem with Kickstarter, and he goes, yeah, just email them. And I go, bet I'm going to email them. So I email him going, in so many words. Of course, I said it in a more polite way. It's like, what the fuck? Stop showing me titty books. It's like, oh, don't tell me Jose trusts the man to be truthful. Yeah, I know. I was a little surprised at that too, Patrick. I was like, really? You think you can just email people and they'll answer you at a corporation in this economy? But, so I sent an email. Like I said, long and the short, why the fuck am I always getting titty books in my feed when I want horny romance novels about werewolves instead? It's like, give me what I want to buy, want to see, right? And lo and behold, someone at Kickstarter got back to me. And okay, so here's the secret, everybody. Here's the secret. If you actually want to see books that you are actually interested in on Kickstarter, whenever you see a campaign, you know how you hover over a campaign thumbnail and you see and three icons pop up. You have a bookmark, you have a thumbs up, and you have a thumbs down. Oh, hey, Gothic Lolita. Hey. You have to click one. You have to click either up or down. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh, that was Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. Michael. That was my last campaign. I guess this could have been the other title. That was this one. That was the last campaign. And they said you have to click either thumbs up or thumbs down for you to physically tell. You have to actually tell the algorithm what you want. You see, the mistake that I was making was that I was treating Kickstarter like YouTube, where it's like, if you're, you know how you watch like 30 seconds of a Kardashian video, whatever stupid shit, and then it's like YouTube immediately fills your recommends with, oh, maybe you want to see all 300 of these videos about the Kardashians, right? You only saw 30 seconds of it, but that's all that needed, right? So that's how that was my mistake. I was treating Kickstarter the same way. It's not. You have to literally sit there and click on, even backing a campaign, it seems like if you pledge to a campaign, that doesn't tell the algorithm, that doesn't affect the algorithm either. Because, I mean, they were showing me so many of these, like, you know, pornography for good Christian men who don't want to admit that they're addicted to pornography type of books, that they had me questioning my own choices on my, when I pledged to a campaign, because I was like going, what books did I pledge to that they think that this is the type of garbage I want to see all the time? And it's not me. It wasn't me. Aside from like one book specifically that I only pledged $1 to just to keep an eye on it, just to kind of like remind me that it existed. It seems that those types of books is their default. And then I wasn't crazy, Jake. I thought I was going crazy. Like I was opening up shit in incognito mode. Like if I had to do research on something and I had to see what's like, especially when I was putting together the campaign for Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, I was trying to see what other people were doing, and on their campaigns, and I was opening up their campaigns in incognito mode because I was like going, I want Kickstarter to stop recommending these books to me. Just because I'm looking at it doesn't mean I want to see it. Lo and behold, that's exactly how they view it. It seems just because you're on a campaign, you're looking at it doesn't mean you're interested in it. So they don't count it. Although I do find it strange that they don't count you pledging to a campaign either. It doesn't seem like that, because if they were just going by what I pledged to, I wouldn't be having this problem. So get this. So they send me a link going, if you want to update, what your interests, so that you get recommended what you actually want to see, go to this go to this page on Kickstarter. So I click on the link, and it's a and it's a page that's going, it's like, oh, welcome to Kickstarter, start your journey here, or something like that. One of those, right? And it was just like, let's start, choose, it's like, use the thumbs up and thumbs down to tell us what campaigns you want to see more of or less of. And let's start with these that we think you would be interested in, right? Sounds simple enough until I start scrolling, and the entire page looks like the back room of those shady ass back in the day video stores. The shit looked like literally, it looked like the porn section of the back of a video store. And it's like, where are they getting the idea that I want this shit? And I said, but that's the thing though. By that point, once I realized, there was a lot of thumbs down on that page. Holy shit. So I was thumbing down as much shit as I could. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because what it is that you would get the Kung Fu movies in the front. And then you would go in the back if you wanted the porn, right? That's how that works. So Patrick is also saying that's dumb. They don't recommend based on things you've actually pledged and bought before. Yeah, I was surprised. That seems to be the case. So yeah, so I was thumbing down so many books, it's not even funny. Like I went out of it, got to a point once I realized what I had to do. I mean, it became a game of whack-a-mole. Like I went out of my way looking for creators that I knew for a fact I never wanted to see their shit in my feed ever again. And I was thumbing down, thumbing down, thumbing down, right? But conversely, then I started thinking, right? So once I got pretty much all the major shit players out of my feed and noticed that the changes were actually kind of immediate, all of a sudden that I started seeing my feed change. And I was like going, oh, wait a minute, because it's like if thumbing's down, if giving people thumbs down changes it this quickly, the opposite should happen too, right? And it's like, okay, let's go looking for the books I do want to see more of, right? So it's like, okay, let's look up Omegaverse and fantasy romance, and let's look up, unicorns and werewolves and, and like a cartoony fantasy and, and Norse mythology, and yeah, there was a campaign for comics about Norse mythology. I have never had Kickstarter recommend to me. I have never seen it in my feeds. And at the bottom of this page where I was like clicking all these thumbs down, that's where it was. And I go, where have you been? Because Kickstarter was so busy trying to force all this TNA garbage down my throat that I literally did not see the one book, the one campaign that was almost done. And it's like, I almost missed this campaign. So of course I bought the books. Cause it's like, holy shit, it's like, so, yeah, so it's like, so I started, finding books that I was giving all the thumbs to, and all my thumbs up, here you go, thumbs here, thumbs there. Everybody gets a thumbs up, right? And then I realized that I could thumb up my own campaigns, which kind of made me curious. What books do you get recommended if you thumbs up every Ego Raven campaign that I did? What books do you get recommended if you thumbs up every Oswald Chronicles, right? So that's what I did. So yeah, so I had a very kind of, it was kind of like productive, but a waste of time at the same time. I mean, it's like, I wouldn't exactly completely call it productive, a productive use of my time. But here's the thing though. Once I saw the algorithm change and I started seeing comics that I wanted to see in my feed, I was seeing books I wanted to see in my feed. The only thing that was missing, the only way Kickstarter could have made that perfect, which I'm going to ask for this on the next time they send me a survey. How can we improve your Kickstarter experience? Bro, give me a toggle that allows me to avoid all projects using AI. I want to see not one project that uses AI on my feed. That it would have been perfect. That's all they need to do. And that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want from them at this point. Just give me that button. Let me click on that button. No AI. Only show campaigns that doesn't use AI, or however the fuck they want to word it. I do not want to see a fucking AI project in my feed ever again. Because if it's one thing that I got reminded of yesterday too, is that authors love fucking AI. Holy shit. And the bullshit they're saying to justify it is just like, there was one campaign where the entire thing was, all the artwork was AI. They outright said it was AI artwork. And it's like, well, it's AI artwork, but we have a team that goes through the pieces in Photoshop to fix it, whatever. And it's like, look, bro, that's not the same thing. You getting your cousin to just tweak the colors a bit because, it's like, oh, well, this was green, now it's blue, it's like, or whatever. It's like, that's not hiring an artist. Okay. And, hey, Anime Fox dude, I see you. It's just that my hands are a little busy here, so I can't bring your comment up, but hello. So it's like, yeah, so, and then it's like they said, right, but they were bending over backwards, going on and on and on about how the writing wasn't AI. No AI was used for the writing of my novel. All the artwork's AI, but not the writing. My writing is pure. And I go, fucking you. That's, and it's like, no. If you have no problem using AI for the artwork you're using in your novel, there is no reason for me to believe that you're not using AI for your writing. So your entire book is sus. Then and there. Your the entire book is sus. So so it's like, yeah, so I was a little irritated at learning. It's like, oh, the authors are at it again. It's, and you really have to, yeah, it's not all of them, not all authors, not all authors. But I was just really irritated at that, It's like, if I see one more smooth-skinned, glassy-eyed, no patterns repeating, all, type of, like, it's not, because it's like, in the end, you can't even look at the hands anymore, right? Because I guess so many people fixated on the 27 fingers and the 137 teeth that they actually fixed that to some extent. But the thing is, though, there's still a lot of tells. It's like there's this certain haze on everything that, that it's like, yeah, that it's like the second I see it, it's like, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like an exaggerated glaze, and it's like right off the bat, things are too smooth. It's like beyond digital smooth. Like, it's just like too smooth, too hazy. The backgrounds are too amorphous. Patterns never line up. It's like, yeah, it's like, especially if you're dealing with like lace, it sucks at animals. For some reason, it does this weird shit to animals, right? And it's, so there's still a lot of tells, and obviously it's still apparent that it's still not good at repeating the same character over and over again. Because every time I see an AI novel campaign, none of the images have a consistent look for the character. Jake is saying the paranoia has reached to some. I've seen comments on things being AI where they can't distinguish good renders from AI glossy, foggy renders. Yeah, but you know what? Conversely, it's like I'm seeing people who can't fucking tell it's AI when it's like obviously fake. I mean, it's like, that Chinese companies are actually selling products that they just cook up in AI, and then they put the pictures on Amazon, and that's it. There was this lamp that popped up, that it's like, that I saw like a whole bunch, like it's kind of like a little like unicorn shaped nightlight, right? It looked like it was made out of stained glass, and it's like, oh, that was kind of pretty, right? So I went looking for it. And the only places that had it were Chinese companies. You know, those sus Chinese websites that's like, oh, you know, like 37 people have this in their cart right now. It's almost sold out or something like that. So I went to Amazon. It's like, look, if it's on anywhere, it's on Amazon, right? So I go to Amazon, find the lamp, but again, it's from a seller that's one of these like really, really sus, like just something sus about it. It's not from Amazon. It's not coming from a warehouse. It's just a really, really sus seller, right? So I go to the only comment underneath this thing, and it's somebody complaining that the shit is AI. It's an AI picture that's floating around. There is no lamp. You know? And these companies are selling this. You know, so of course, you're either getting like something completely different than whatever piece of garbage they're sending you, or they're not sending you anything at all. And it's AI, right? The word, yeah, it's an Alibaba. Yeah, I'm sure Alibaba is full of that. And there's like there was these like groups on Facebook that I had to constantly block. Like one was for like, I'm looking at a lot of architecture, right? Which because of AI, I can't look up shit on Google anymore. You know, because it's like everything is some AI garbage with no detail in it, with nothing I can work with. Let's just put it that way, okay? Even as inspiration, they're garbage. You know, that and so anything that I'm actually looking for gets completely drowned out by the AI stuff, right? So now I have to look for alternative places to find reference. And you know, it's funny. I've you know what? I've gone back to collecting art books. I just spent $200 on a pose book, an anatomy book, and a pose. Masters of Anatomy. They put out like another Kickstarter, and it's like I just bought all their books. You know, because it's like, you know what? It's like I can't stand doing research on Google anymore. You know, because of the AI garbage. You know, and you know, and again, it's like, so I've been following a lot of like photography, like tourism photography blogs, kind of, because then that way I can get photographs of real architecture. Like, you know, like, oh, it's like, here's this like, oh, we love England, and that blog has nothing but pictures of the English landscape and castles and and streets, medieval streets and whatnot. So I've been looking through there, right? But then there are blogs called, like, you know, like there was one called Gothic Cottages or something, and all the fucking images were AI. Like it's like as if that there weren't real Victorian houses that you can photograph and post. Everything was fucking AI, and the comments were filled with people going, "Oh, what a beautiful house, and this, that, and the other thing. I would love to live there." And I'm screaming, "The shit's not real." You know? Oh, you got some mom-approved clothes, Nita? No, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine in Miami. Oh, yeah, that's been happening to a lot of people, too. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, and they fight you. They fight you. And this is the thing. One, they're expensive. You're right? They're usually expensive, and then once you call them out that it's AI, they will fight you. Like those motherfuckers have no shame whatsoever. You know? But yeah, it's like, look, I was on a blog that had a picture of a cake that was so obviously an AI picture. Right? But again, people in the comments like, "Oh my God, what a great cake," and this, that, and the other thing. It looks delicious. And it's like, oh my God, I can't stand this. You know? And it's just like, yeah. So to like go back to my original thought, all Kickstarter has to do now is give me that button that says, only show me projects that do not use AI, and I'm slamming that bitch. You know, that I swear on my next survey, that's exactly. I want the option to block all, because here's the thing, Kickstarter is asking people, right? There you have to fill out a part of that's happening now, Patrick. That's happening now. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to Twitch. That's exactly what's happening. A lot of artists are live recording their processes to show that their shit is not AI. So that when people ask, here's the video. Ever since this whole nonsense got popular, and honestly, I think it's a fake popular. Honestly, I think a lot of the discussion of you know how ubiquitous AI is going to be, I think it's pushed a lot by these tech bros who they want you to think it's more popular than it really is. You know, but the thing is though, ever since like AI really, the conversation around AI, I've seen a lot more draw streams pop up. Yeah, Nita is saying that's why she's putting more draw streams on the thing on the channel, because yeah, that's exactly what's happening. A lot more artists are going live with their artwork and recording themselves working because of it. You know, but here's the pathetic thing though. So you have these AI scrapers, these AI scraper jockeys. They're trying to fake video. They're using AI to fake videos of themselves creating the artwork. It is so fucking pathetic. You know, that they're even trying to fake that stuff too. But it's like, look, all you have to do, it boils down to, all you have to do is just put a napkin in front of somebody. You put a napkin in front of me, you put a napkin in front of some AI scraper asshole, you'll find out immediately who's the artist. Even if you've worked digitally for years, you're going to do something with that napkin that will prove that you are an artist. Fucking... You know, Ted from accounting, you know, who's waiting for his crypto to blow up, you know, playing around with Midjourney. He can't do shit. But yeah, Kickstarter. I need a button, you know, so I can have the most perfect feed on Kickstarter. But the whole point, though, going back to the whole algorithm thing on Kickstarter, though, I told Nita, I mean, you know what? It's like the feeling that I got, you know, after like I really finished, after I really finished, like kind of like, okay, I think I'm pretty much done here. It's kind of like when you when you hire 1-800 got junk, and you get the dumpster. And it's like, and they finally take everything out of that one room, that catch-all room where everyone was just piling their garbage in, but not cleaning it or anything. And you finally get that room empty. You know, like just the other day, I passed a truck that was emptying out a garage. They were just doing that. It's like they were just piling the garbage into the truck, and you just see the garage getting empty and nice again. That's what it felt like. It finally felt good. As someone who makes such a big deal out of how important it is to curate your experience online. Oh, that is funny. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me either. AI is actually forcing artists back to paper and pen, ink and paint. So each piece has the individual brushstrokes and pencil pressures on the paper. I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all. But it's like, you know, so it just felt like, you know, like finally being able, like I finally have all my spaces curated. You know, and it felt good. It felt good. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like I'm seeing I'm seeing what I want to see. I'm seeing books that I would actually want to support. I'm not seeing somebody's hack garbage that they're only dumping on Kickstarter because they think it's an easy way to make money. I'm not seeing that shit. It's like, and it just makes me feel better, there are people that I will probably never see again in my feed, and I am so happy that I never have to be reminded of them, and it's like, that's all it took. So thumbs up, thumbs down, right? But also kind of remember that it's like, sometimes the thumbs up, I guess it would be like the upvotes, right? On Reddit, if you upvote. So if you upvote a book on Kickstarter, that probably, I don't know whether it affects the creator that you're supporting, but it certainly doesn't hurt, I wouldn't think. Because I would think that the more people upvote books, the more attention you're going to get. Oh, you know what? I kind of wonder if that's what they based it on. That it's like, yeah, it's like, what happens if enough people upvotes a book? Does it get more priority in the algorithm? If that's how they determine what books you see, right? So I guess if you have a favorite creator on Kickstarter, upvote their books, upvote their campaigns when they pop up. You don't have to pledge to it. You don't have to do anything. You just upvote it. You want to see more of this you want to see more of this creator on your feed. In the end, that's all you're telling the algorithm. So yeah, so I was really happy that Kickstarter did get back to me with that. Now, mind you, they didn't admit that their default was the titty books. They didn't admit to that. But you know what? Whatever. They gave me an alternative. Oh no! This is why it took us so long. Well, white women, that is. That's why it took white women so long to get it. Because what is it? Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so yeah, just upvote people's campaigns, so yeah, so it was just so I was glad. Yeah, so at least, like, okay, they didn't tell me that the default were titty books, but they gave me an option to avoid it, so I'll take it, right? Oh, and here's the thing too, they didn't just show, I mean, because it's not like I was getting like Polito in my feed. They weren't showing me the TNA books that were making all this money. No, they were showing me the mid-tier shit. They were showing me the mid shit, and that was just saying a lot, because it's not like, look, ain't nobody accusing Lady Death of being great literature, okay? To put it, ain't nobody saying Lady Death is literature, but I mean, really, it's like, there's way too many people who think that, oh, this is just some easy shit that we could plop on Kickstarter. Just slap a pair of titties on a book and you're good to go. And it's like, okay, maybe. Yeah. But you know what? It's like, look, now I don't have to worry about that shit at all. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to see that nonsense. I am living my best life. Obviously, I'm apparently a very easy person to please. If that's all it takes, if a good algorithm feed is all it takes. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the funny thing is, Jake, I'm kind of wondering, how many of these asses are going to be complaining about it. It's like, oh, if you do that, it's like, well, how do you know? How do you know that, if you block so many people, if you downvote so many of these books, how do you know you're not missing the book that you might want? And I go, bitch, I know you by name. I know you by name that I will never, ever, ever want to buy one book from you. You know? Well, hey, look, if when anime is concerned, anything's possible. Yeah. Look, if it's anime, that no, of course they're gonna be able to make that. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised, Patrick. I'm not surprised. But you see, this is but it's really funny though. You bring up a really funny point, right? Because it's like I said, I usually call these books porn for cowards. It's like for good Christian men who want us to look at titties, but it's, oh, but it's not pornography, it's different. And it's like, no, it's because you can't handle real pornography. You go, it's like, look, it's like, if these books really are meaningful, then do a campaign without variant covers. If your skill, if you're like so sure of your skill with doing this book, release a campaign with no variant covers and then come back to me. But at the same time, you know what they also won't do too? It's like, do a campaign, run a campaign with full on porn in it, balls out porn. They won't do that either. Which is funny. To see how it's like, it's like they want to see. The one thing that I learned from House of Bob, I really do miss having that show. I don't know. It's like, maybe we should consider trying to bring it back. And let me not talk about it because, I have way too much going on. Let's just do the sketchbooks and call it a day. But the thing is, though, the one thing, yeah, exactly, Nita. Exactly. It's like they want everything else but that, right? They... the one thing that I learned from House of Bob, and this was a theme that always, or at least a comment that always came up over and over and over again, right? It's like, I think it was especially with, it's like, yeah, it's like, what is it with this? It's like, it's like they're willing to go, like, they will bend over backwards to protect, like, this Maxim fake shit, right? But don't you dare go harder than that, right? It's like, oh, well, I'm, and someone had said this because, like, they like the sexy as long as it doesn't make them feel like a pervert. And to me, it's like, what they're doing is, it's like, they're trying to see a lot of these books, and that's how they get really, really lurid, right? Which is the part that kind of pisses me off, is when they get lurid. But they still want to pretend there's something just, oh, it's just sexy. And it's like, yeah, but you're being gross. It's like, I don't know. Like, I think that if you're willing to pass the gross line, you should be doing full on porn. But no, they would rather be lurid and just make everybody uncomfortable than actually, but it's like, okay, uncomfortable is not, it's like, yeah, but like, I don't know, like, as long as they don't feel like, I guess it's as long as it's not like, oh, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's like, well, this is the cross. This is as close as they'll get to that line without feeling like a pervert. They don't want the psychological, oh, well, that could be a point. Oh, okay, Fern, making people uncomfortable equals it was Sal. And they don't want the psychological imprint. Well, you see, if you're talking about Dojin, because I don't know, I kind of think that's different, because honestly, when I see fan comics, and you see, this is the funny thing, right? This is the funny thing. I have seen more fan comics be more honest about their content than most of these guys doing TNA comics on a Kickstarter. You know, even when they're doing weird shit. You know, I mean, that's how I discovered Omegaverse, right? It's like they're honest with their shit. You know, it's like there's an obvious, you know, but it's like, no, they want to do all tits out on the cover, but it's like, oh, it's still, you know, it's like, oh, it's a superhero comic. You know? Meanwhile, the character has pasties that are barely covering shit, you know? You know, they got her in panties that it's like barely cover her clit, but it's like, oh, but it's a superhero comic. How dare you? And then they wonder why I'm so desperate to block their shit on Kickstarter. You know, because I can't stand that shit. Stop being fake with your shit. Be honest or get out. You know? Like I said, either do full-on porn or run a campaign without variant covers. Prove to me that your shit is what you claim it is. Or not claim. Because they won't do porn because they're not claiming their shit's porn, right? But they won't run a campaign without variant covers either. Because, you know, as much as they all want to say they're all writing brilliant stories, they can't survive with those variant covers. You know, because in the end, it's like tits out is all that's selling their book, right? Like I said, ain't nobody confusing Lady Death with literature. You know? But I now have a nice algorithm on Kickstarter. Hey, Michael. Let's see. Okia Fern says, honestly, take lessons from spicy videos and apply that and apply that to your fiction. That'll show. Well, that was my last campaign. That was Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. You know, that pretty much, you know, it's like, you know what? If we're going to do it, let's do it, right? Let's go all balls out porn. Had a great time. It's like, look, I don't regret doing the book. I really don't. You know, I stand firmly behind these books that I did. Yes, Okia Fern. Yes, they did. We had a separate channel. Where we were like doing 18 over streams, and YouTube nuked the entire channel. No warning, just one day it was gone. And so we had to remove House of Bob from our main channel because we didn't want, you know, to risk losing everything. So that's why we haven't been doing House of Bob at all anymore, which is a shame because it's like, I actually liked having a space where we could have talked a little bit as if I'm not talking raunchy enough on this show, right? But I mean, you know, but the thing is that I was able to I was working on more adult artwork. We were having, you know, more adult discussions. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The entire channel got nuked. And we had to stop doing the show. I mean, we've thought about trying to bring it back, but the thing is, though, it's like, I don't know if I want to take that chance, you know? Unfortunately, I mean, you know, nobody likes seeing all their hard work disappear. So, you know, So yeah, so that's why we haven't done any, which is a shame because it's like I would have liked, especially with all the novels, the fantasy romance slash erotic novels. You know, I mean, we were going to like, there was like I was this close to making a VTuber so that we could do like erotic readings, like the character reading like erotic stories, and we had a whole thing planned for it. But thank you, Jake. Yes, yes, you know, it's like, RIP to the real one. Yes, because yeah, we had plans for it, you know. um you know, oh, hold on. Just, well, you see, also, well, that was kind of like, well, Patrick, you're not wrong there either. We Unfortunately, it's like we did have, as good as the conversations were, the shows had to be really heavily moderated because there were people who were trying to come in and, let's just say, misunderstanding the point of the conversations. And they kind of, it just required a lot more work to run those House of Bob shows. So yeah, that's why we haven't been in a rush to kind of like try to return to it. So yeah, but that's how it goes, right? No, so this is coming out rather nicely. So yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing uh with, I want to get the basic shading down. So yeah, so what I want to do with this Ravenwood is I want to get some standees done. Like I said, I was looking at, you know, because I've been following Vogres. So yeah. Yeah, so I figure it's like, you know, just make like a whole bunch of stuff because their minimums are really low too. So I can test out a bunch of things. Like I want to do, like I said, I wanted to do more acrylic keychains. I want to do like and the thing is that's proper acrylic keychains. Like they're really solid from what I see online. They're coated on both sides so the image doesn't scratch off. Um so, you know, because it's like my original plan, if the last campaign had gone to 10,000, which it didn't, right? I was planning on making these keychains right through them. So this is a test that I did through Sticker Mule. So it's I think it was what, like 2 inches, I think. It's 2 inches, but it's printed on one side. And what happened is that this other side is just the print. So this can get easily scratched off. And what I've seen some people do in the past is that they put like nail polish back here or resin, and then they cure it before they pretty much re-resin everything. um but it's like if I can get it's 2 inches two. So is it, yeah, or it might be an inch and a half. Let me see. No, it's 2 inches. It's 2 inches. Now on Vogue Race, I can get it larger. Ha, that's what she said, right? Yeah, might as well, right? I can get a larger keychain. I can go like 2.5 inches, make a larger charm. It's They can print on both sides and then they resonate on both sides, right? Give me the same charm. Sticker Mule did not give me this. I had to buy this online, the charm, and I had to do it myself. And you know, so I'd just be getting a better product for about the same money. You know, it's just kind of a hassle because it is in China. Um Let's see. Oh, oh, I almost bought one of the standees of their Cerebus characters that was 7 feet tall, but Crazy Crow forgot to email me when they were ready to sell it. Rave needs to be life size, 6'2". Wow, it's like, yeah, you know what? It's like those, those standees. Oh, hey! Ah! Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Vess. Now, I don't know how much it would cost. Hey, Keeman, I don't know how much it would cost to make an acrylic standee that's 6'2". Yeah, probably. Hey, Vess. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're thinking of making acrylic standees, but not 6'2". That's the Hey, Juju. Hello. It's like, for those of you who don't know, I am being joined right now in the chat by Visenia's Pulses. I'm pretty much being Twitch rated right now, which I always enjoy. I always love. Yeah, because yeah. Oh, really? You do? Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Then I'll definitely hit you up then, because there's this there's this company called Vogue Race that all the anime kids for Artist Alley seems to be using. So yeah, 2 inches is not. No. If I were to do an acrylic standee, I would probably it's a kind of like probably between. It would depend on the character, because I would want to make, if I were to make multiples, I want them to be accurate to each other. So it would probably range between 5 inches to 9 inches, maybe. That's what she said. Right? So yes, so Vogue Race, right? So I used to do all my charms and stuff through Sticker Mule, but their quality is okay. And what I just noticed is that for the same amount of money and effort, maybe I should finally try out Vogue Race and get like a whole bunch of stuff done, because they do. I'd like to maybe try a lanyard, because also they're limited. Their runs are small. Like I think like for standees, like for the acrylic standees, you just need to order 3. And even then, I don't think it needs to be 3 of the same thing from what I'm understanding. Like you could just buy, as long as you buy 3, it doesn't have to be the same thing. So I'm doing this image right here. I'm setting this up so that I can do a standee of this. I have a couple of keychains that are set up that I want to get as well. Yeah, I'd like to try a lanyard. Their stickers are too expensive. Those are better off. I prefer Sticker App for that, so I'm not doing their stickers. So yeah, so mostly it would just be the keychains, an acrylic standee, and maybe a lanyard. So, but I would like to put together a large enough order to kind of make it worth it, because it's like it is, it is going to China and coming from China, and and people say that the wait time can vary, I guess, depending on the time of year. So I know February, like there's like 2 or 3 weeks in February where they completely close down. So I just want to make sure that I put in an order that's worth the wait, I guess. And get like a whole bunch of things done to try out. So that's what this is for. So yeah, so I want to get this Ravenwood one done. There's a Eagle Raven one I want to get. I have a Loki keychain. The lanyard, I still have to kind of figure out what I want. Yeah, and just kind of like, there's a keychain for House of Bob. Actually, it's a charm / keychain that I want to get for a future House of Bob campaign. There's like kind of like a more generic Eagle Raven campaign that I'm keychain that I'm putting together. Just get like a whole bunch of little things. It's just that Patrick was talking about getting like a full size, like one of those cardboard standees. And those things are expensive. I mean, I was really surprised that like if you were to get like a 5-foot standee, that could cost you about like more than $200, and it's cardboard. And that I was surprised at that. So yeah, so we're probably gonna hold off on the life-size standee for a bit, Patrick. Yeah. And also for the fact that I haven't really been feeling conventions so at all. It's not like I have a car, so like a standee would be really, really good at conventions, but unless you could actually get it there, I don't, yeah, I wouldn't even see, I couldn't even store it here. Like the office here is so cramped. I wouldn't have the space to store a 6'2" standee, So yeah, we're going to pass on that. But, little acrylic ones, maybe it's like what, if he's 6, so let's see, the one that I have here, the cardboard one. So this one, right? Because I made my own a while ago. These are old. These are from like a couple of years ago, right? So this is like maybe like from top to bottom here, like me. So this would be like 9 inches. So then, yeah. So anything. So he would be the tallest out of the standees. So everybody else would be kind of like, so yeah, like I said, it would range from like 5 to 9 standee. So at least I have something to kind of have a basis of comparison, right? So I can kind of say, okay, so oh, I gotta glue him. He's coming off his base. Like I said, it was very, I just wanted a standee. So I just made it myself. It's just cardboard. Just glued it down. So I'm just like, so there's, right, and then it's like there's where's my chibi? Oh, here he is. So I have this chibi I want to turn into a keychain as well. So so I'm just like coloring up like all these like miscellaneous assets I have lying around so that I can have them for campaigns next year, or at least see what I can consider for campaigns. So, hold on, this is the wrong color. Oh yeah, so Vess, so you making a book? You making an art book? Is that what's going on? Do I have to save my money? Is that what's going on? Yeah, so it's like Viceni on her channel. I guess it's like I guess you were giving a sneak peek on something. So it's like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking. It's like, you're gonna have me buying tarot cards. You're gonna have me buying everything, girl. It's like, yeah. And I made sure to thumb up all your stuff on Kickstarter as well. So I gave you all the thumbs. Oh, that's the wrong color. So that Kickstarter will not neglect in telling me that you have campaigns. You're working on a tutorial book. Cool. So when you have a schedule for that, or is this just something that when you get it done, you'll have it, that's when you'll release it. What's really funny is that I don't know if I could, yeah. You know what? I'd rather collect other people's tutorial books than make my own. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. You know, because it's like, I think that I do things, so that I do certain things so janky that it's like, oh, you don't want to learn from me. You don't want to do what I do. Don't do what I do. That would be the extent of my book. Let's see. Visenia is saying, when I get it done, I will release it because I am 4 side projects deep. Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. You know, it's like at the beginning of the show, I was already talking about books that I'm putting together for 2025. You know, that I already have my release schedule for 2024. And now it's just, so it's like now everything that I'm working on from this point on is for 2025 essentially. And it's like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? You know, but that's what we do, right? That's what we do. You know, if we don't give ourselves a semblance of a schedule, we don't get anything. So, you know, it's just weird, you know, thinking about 2025 already, but you know, that's what it is. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So Vicente is saying, I'm working on Celestial Pulses, those D&D cards, my D&D characters journal, and some other stuff I ain't got no business doing. You know? Yeah, it's like, yeah, and then Juju saying the same thing. Yeah, it's just, yeah. We can't help it. We can't help it. You know, it's like, look, my last campaign, the Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, was a complete side quest. Complete side quest. I had no business doing that book, but you know what? The joke was too good to leave on the table. I had to do that book. I had to stop everything to do that book. Well, technically, I didn't stop everything. I just did it on the side. That's why it took me a year to pretty much do the equivalent of an issue. But you know what? It's like, look, we had a good time. You know, we don't regret it. You know, it's like, you know, it's these side quests, man. We can't help it. You know? You know, but I mean, it's like, look, in the end, that's what happens when we love what we're doing, right? It just, everything becomes viable. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So it's just, you know, that's, yeah. So in the end, that's just what we do. So, yeah. So this is also, you know, along with making a standee of this piece, you know, it's also good to have like kind of like these separate assets. I was like, oh, do you and Nita do the show around the holidays? Depending on when it falls, we might, because we're going to be on hiatus for January. So I guess for December, we're going to do every show that we can. So what is it? So there is. So yeah. So Christmas Day is a Monday. So I don't know. It depends. But I guess maybe we'll just do a show on Christmas Day because fuck it, right? So I don't know. It depends on, you know, in the end, Nita's the one with the kids. So if she doesn't want to do a show on Christmas morning, then, you know, we won't. But like, to me, it doesn't make a difference. My whole thing is that who's up that early in the morning? Who's up on Christmas Day anyway? You know? So, you know, so yeah, so we'll probably, that's kind of like a last minute thing. I don't know if, but, oh, Vest needs a spot soon. Her Kickstarter starts in January. Oh, yeah. So we're going to definitely have to have you on. Probably before December then, before December ends. I think we're definitely, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? Thank you for telling me. We're going to have to fit you in. Because yeah, in January we're not going to have any shows at all. So, I actually postponed a campaign in January because we're not going to be around. That's why I'm doing issue 8 in February. So, no, not at all. Not at all, Vess. Juju, don't worry about it. We got you. We will fit you on the schedule. So yeah, so later I'll talk to Nita about it. We'll see we'll narrow down what days we have, and then we'll send you a schedule, and then whatever whichever days you pick is fine. So yeah, we'll talk about we'll talk about that. So yeah, wow, it's been almost 2 hours already. So let me, I'm just gonna keep going until I finish shading him, because it's like there's really not much left on him, and then it's like I just have to put in the highlights and then the flats, and then and then just and then we're done with them. So okay. Oh, what did I do here? Oh, look at that. I was working on the wrong. So this is the shadow. I was working on the wrong layer. Well, technically it's not a wrong layer because they're both blank. So okay. So let me see. Let me just make sure. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Oh, you want to dress up? We can do that. We can all dress up. Oh, hey, Joe. How you doing? Yeah, just sliding in. I guess work has been keeping you busy then. Just sliding in at just pretty much the last couple of minutes. I'm just like just trying to finish you know what, Vess, if you want to do a Christmas day, it's like I'll dress up too, and then it's like so we'll like I said, we'll talk later. So yeah. Because who knows? Maybe people will be up that early. Well, early, 11 o'clock. On Christmas Day, right? I mean, in the end, right? I mean, technically, what? Christmas Day would be easier than, like, say, Christmas Eve, but because, like, if Christmas Eve had fallen on a Friday, no, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, it's like we'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk. We'll talk later about that. I'll talk to Nita first, and we'll see what we're. We'll see what we got. Yeah. Oh, did I forget? Oh, yeah. Well, there's parts here that I forgot. So. There we go. At least, let's pretend that we finished a piece on the air today. Usually I don't get that far. Oh, that's fine. There we go. Because it's like, because probably what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna finish this piece today. Just to, because it's really not that much going on. It's just, just a simple character. Just so I could just start using it. And then the idea is to get through all of the characters that I have. Because what I want to do is I want to put them all together in like a lineup like I have for Eagle Raven. Except I have one for Tall Tales, but it's in black and white, and I want to replace that with a color version. So we're probably going to be seeing more Tall Tales characters in the near future on the streams as I get through them. All right. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I think that's for the main base, for the shadow base. No, Patrick, I do not get up at 5 a.m. No, I do not. I don't think I've gotten up that early since I stopped working, outside. since I've been, it's like just because on Monday's show I was talking about how it's been 10 years, like the 13th of this month, December 13th, marks technically the 10-year anniversary of me being laid off from my last job. So which means that I've been working from home for 10 years. And that was pretty much the last time I woke up at 5 in the morning. No, I do not. And you know what? It's like, I'm not a very Christmas person. So it's like, I don't really like, I don't like go out. Look, even though, get this, I do have a Christmas tree that I have up year round. It's a tree that I wired myself with Christmas lights. Because I didn't want to spend $500 on a tree that had lights already on it. And so I wired my own tree. I was buying like lights like crazy, like the string lights from Home Depot. And I spent like 3 weeks wrapping our tree. And it's like it has to run on what's it called? A power strip, like a surge protector, because you can't just run one continuous line of lights, right? So there's probably like 3 or 4 plugs, just to run all the lights on this tree. I went a little, I don't know what made me do this, but so technically I have a Christmas tree in my house that's up year round, but I only turn it on for December. It doesn't have ornaments on it, so for the rest of the year it just looks like a shrubbery or something with a star on it in a corner. I think most people don't even notice that it's there. But when I turn it on, it's a Christmas tree now. But that's kind of like the extent of it. Like, I don't play music. I don't even put ornaments on it. It's like, honestly, most of the time I forget to turn it on. Because what it is that it's not in my office. I spend I spend about like 90% of my time in my office. So if I don't see it, I don't remember it's there. Yes, Joe. It's Daphne's Tree of Light. Yes, it is. So I don't I forget to turn it on. So that's why I have the lights here, because this I remember because I see it. Right. But this tree that I spent 3 weeks literally like almost like wrapping lights on each branch, it's in the living room, but it's like we're barely there, so it's like I kind of forget to turn it on. So you know what, for everybody today, I'll turn on the tree. I'll post a picture of it on Facebook so you all see what it looks like. Well, the New York Marathon was November. Well, if you meant coming up for 2024, sure. The New York Marathon was at the beginning of November. It's usually the first weekend of November. Because usually I'm running the 5K beforehand, but this year I just couldn't do it. I just had so much work. My goal is, I do have a goal to one day finally run the goddamn marathon, just to say that I finally did it. But I think the marathon I'm running now is finishing these 15 issues. These 15 issues of Ego Raven. That's why the tree doesn't turn on, because I don't play Mariah Carey. It needs an event. That's true. No, I don't have that, Patrick. It does not cycle to music. Although technically I should put it on a timer so I don't have to worry about turning it on, right? I mean, I realized this the other day. My real marathon is finishing the 15 issues. Although honestly, I should be exercising more. So you know what? Let's try to split the difference, right? I mean, I've been saying that I want to get back more into half marathon shape, back to doing half marathons. So half a marathon, full comic book marathon. I think we can do that, right? So here we are at the top of the second hour. So here we have the Ravenwood standee that, like I said, I'm going to eventually turn into an acrylic standee. Yes, at least that comic marathon is halfway done. Yes, I am at the midway point of that marathon. So hey, I'll take it. So the idea is to eventually turn this into an acrylic standee. It's just going to end up another like Tall Tales asset that I'm going to be using for advertising, along with like and I want to eventually get all the other characters colored in as well. So this is where I'm at right now. So this is just the full body. So I still have this bust and this, where's the chibi? And the chibi to work on. So every character is going to be in this set, like a set like this. They're going to have a chibi in there. So at least it just gives me a lot of artwork to work with. So after the show, because we're almost there, we're pretty much there. I'm going to finish coloring this in. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have it posted to my Facebook page so that everybody can see the final result of it. But this is where we're at for this show. So let me just switch back. Here. So, wow. Okay. You know what? Honestly, I think I did a lot more work than I was expecting. So that's always a good sign. So, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me in the chat. Thank you, Patrick, Michael, Joe, and Jake. By the way, right? I mean, I guess considering it's been a while, right?
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
Oh, we haven't played that one in a while. So, yes, I say Joe, Jake, Visenia, Juju, Lolita. Who else was in there? It's like I know there was it's like look, I saw you all. I saw you all. Nita was in there. Everybody's in there. Everybody was in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. Thank you so much for the Twitch raid. You know that always, it's hard to be cranky during a Twitch raid, I think. So, so thank you so much for that. And thank you so much to all my beautiful eyeball people who hung out with me, doing whatever it is that you were doing. I hope you got just as much work done as I did in this 2 hours. Thank you so much. And of course, when I do actually place an order with Vograce and get that stuff, I will definitely tell everybody about it. And and I will tell you if it's worth it or not to use them. So so definitely I will that's also kind of on the agenda as well. So again, thank you so much for everybody for these 2 hours, spending this 2 hours with me and keeping me company. So if hold on, let me see, where's my stuff? Poof and poof. Yeah, there you go. Now it's official. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else going on, you can head on over to my main portfolio site here at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook right here. If you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates, and especially whatever live updates I may have going on at that moment. And also you can also check me out here on YouTube as well. I have over 500 videos on my YouTube channel about my artwork and my process and whatnot. And I have some interesting stuff being planned out as well for next year. Like I said, getting a lot more into prose has kind of like given me some really interesting experiments to do. So we're going to be doing that. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of my shows go live or my videos go live. And remember that you can catch me again on Friday with Nita at 11 a.m. And where we will be just talking about whatever. Well, this Friday, we will be talking more about the Kickstarter clean out. We got the 1-800 junk dumpster in front of Kickstarter and cleaning out that algorithm. It's a beautiful thing. So we're going to be talking more about that. And and remember that you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. And remember that also the Kickstarter is for issue 8 is on pre-launch right now. The link is in the show notes below. So sign up, add your email to the list so that you get notified when the campaign goes live, so you don't miss it. I'm planning some special giveaways for my usual first 40 people who pledge to physical I guess like to physical tiers on the campaign. So if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, make sure that you hit the put your email in and hit notify me on that pre-launch page. And also, you can also head on over to Tall Tales. That's TAILSonline.com, where not only can you read Tall Tales, the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can read Tears of the Mother, which is currently uploading Monday through Friday. That is going to be the story arc that will be returning to Kickstarter on 2024 with a re-release of issues 1 through 5 and the brand new issue 6. And like I said, because we have a couple of Tall Tales books next year, you're going to be seeing more Tall Tales artwork pop up on the streams as well. Because, not everything. I can't draw unicorns all the time. Even though it why not, right? But hey, I am still trying to get Jose to write that Tall Tales Eagle Raven crossover. So maybe that might be something in the near future as well. What did I say about side quests? There's always a side quest. There's always a side quest. So check out my my main website, egoworks.com. Check out the link in the show notes for the pre-launch page for Eagle Raven issue 8, and make sure that you sign up on the website to also not miss out on the Tall Tales campaigns and my other campaigns that are coming up in 2024. It's like, yeah, you know what? It's time for me to go. I am completely losing my words altogether. But like I said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And I'll see you guys Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out. And remember, it's not about, I don't know, what is it? I still gotta figure out something quippy to say. You know what? Be better today than you were yesterday. And when it's tomorrow, be better. Make sure you're even better tomorrow. How about that? Something like that. Let's end on that note. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you next time.
You are all weirdos. Ugh.